Welcome back. In the biggest news that we are tracking right now, ahead of the Bihar polls, we are getting to know that poll strategist turned politician Prashant Kishor, whose Jan Suraj party is making a poll debut in the upcoming Bihar election, will not be contesting the polls. Putting all speculation to rest, Kishor has told that he would not contest the polls and would instead focus on organizational work. Kishor also said that his fight in the election was clear after last night when Jan Suraj announced Chanchal Singh as its candidate for the Raghopur assembly seat. Kishor had earlier said that if he contests the polls, he would do so from Kargahar, his home constituency, or Raghopur, an RJD stronghold. In its first list, Jan Suraj announced Ritesh Ranjan as its candidate from Kargahar, and Chanchal Singh's choice for Raghopur has actually confirmed that Kishor has decided not to fight the polls. So clearly we can see that this is the biggest update that's coming in ahead of the Bihar polls. We are now learning that Prashant Kishor has decided not to contest from any of the seats. And earlier there had been a lot of talk that he would actually contest from Raghopur, which is the RJD stronghold, but he has in fact stated that he will not contest the polls and he will focus on organizational work. So that comes as a big shock, and also for many parties, the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA alliance will now look at how the entire poll strategy will actually work going forward, because everybody had been formulating a scheme that included Prashant Kishor actually contesting the polls. Joining me is my colleague Shailendra Kumar. शैलेंद्र, हमें अभी ये नया अपडेट आया है बिहार इलेक्शंस में कि प्रशांत किशोर आगे इस पोल्स में कंटेस्ट नहीं करेंगे।
जी बिल्कुल, प्रशांत किशोर चुनाव नहीं लड़ेंगे। दोनों सीटों पर उन्होंने प्रत्याशी उतार दिया, उनके नाम आपने बता ही दिए। लेकिन यहाँ एक सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि प्रशांत किशोर ने ही कहा था कि हम चुनाव लड़ सकते हैं। 2 सीटों की बात कही थी, राघोपुर और करगहर, और दोनों जगह से उन्हें प्रत्याशी उतार दिए। दूसरी बात यह है कि वो कह रहे हैं कि हम जो है ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल यानी कि अपने पार्टी के कामों में लगे रहेंगे। लेकिन एक साफ तौर पे एक चीज़ ये है कि अगर तुलना करें, अगर देखें तो वो यही कहते रहे हैं कि बीजेपी के बड़े नेता हैं, वो विधान परिषद से जाते हैं, वहाँ से चुनाव, वहाँ से इलेक्टेड होके बड़े पद लेते हैं, उप मुख्यमंत्री बनते हैं, मंत्री बनते हैं। लेकिन अब चूंकि सेनापति जनसुराज के प्रशांत किशोर हैं, सवाल उन पर भी उठेंगे कि आखिर उन्होंने चुनाव नहीं लड़ने का फैसला क्यों लिया, क्योंकि उससे पहले वो कह रहे थे हमको मुख्यमंत्री बनने का शौक़ नहीं है, हमारे यहाँ से कोई डेमोक्रेटिक फैसले होते हैं, तमाम तरह की बातें, यानी स्टैंड दर स्टैंड प्रशांत किशोर बदलते रहे हैं। और ऐसे में अब सवाल प्रशांत किशोर पर उठना लाजमी है कि आखिर जब सेनापति ही मैदान छोड़ देगा, सेनापति ही मैदान में नहीं रहेगा, तो जो सेना है यानी उनके जो प्रत्याशी हैं, उनका मनोबल कहीं न कहीं ज़रूर कुछ कमज़ोर होगा। और साफ तौर पे है ये जो खबर है वो कहीं जन सुराज के प्रत्याशियों के लिए, जन सुराज पार्टी के लिए अच्छी खबर नहीं है, क्योंकि प्रशांत किशोर ने ये तय कर लिया कि हम लड़ेंगे नहीं, हम जो है लड़ाएंगे, यानी अपने प्रत्याशियों को लड़ाएंगे। तो साफ तौर पे है कि अब जो है एक नई राजनीति जनसुराज में शुरू होगी, और किस तरह की चीज़ें आगे बढ़ती ये आने वाले दिनों में पता चलेगा। लेकिन अभी की सबसे बड़ी खबर यही है कि प्रशांत किशोर चुनाव नहीं लड़ेंगे, और इसके पीछे क्या तर्क देते हैं वो देखने वाली बात होगी। क्योंकि पहले से प्रशांत किशोर ने जब पद यात्रा शुरू की थी और जब से वो बिहार में सक्रिय हैं, तभी से कह रहे थे चुनाव लड़ना मेरा मोटिव नहीं है, चुनाव मैं लड़ने के लिए नहीं आया हूँ, मैं व्यवस्था परिवर्तन के लिए आया हूँ, बदलाव के लिए आया हूँ। और बदलाव की वो बात लगातार कर रहे थे। कई तरह के आरोप भी उन्होंने बीजेपी के नेताओं पर लगाए, जेडीयू के नेताओं पर लगाए, और आरजेडी को लेकर लगातार वही कहते रहे कि उसके बारे में आरोप क्या लगाना, वो जग जाहिर है। यानी कि चाहे लालू प्रसाद यादव हो, तेजस्वी यादव हो, सब पर सवाल खड़े करते रहे। और अब जब उन्होंने चुनाव नहीं लड़ने का फैसला किया, यानी तेजस्वी यादव के खिलाफ वो उतरने की बात कह रहे थे और कह रहे थे कि हमारे नाम से ही तेजस्वी यादव के बारे में चर्चा होने लगी कि वो 2 जगह से लड़ेंगे। अब तो प्रशांत किशोर भी एक भी जगह से चुनाव नहीं लड़ रहे हैं। ये बात अब विपक्ष यानी कि उनके जो विपक्षी हैं, जनसुराज के जो विपक्षी हैं, वो जरूर उठाएंगे और इसको लेकर वो निशाने पर भी रहेंगे।
जी बिल्कुल शैलेंद्र, हमारे साथ बने रहें, हम आपके पास आते रहेंगे जैसे जैसे हमारे पास अपडेट्स आए स्टोरी में। For now we have political analyst Sujata Pandey joining us live on the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time. I want to get your comments on this first. Prashant Kishor has decided to not contest from any of the seats. Do you see now that the Bihar elections, we were posing it as a 3-cornered fight, now it's come back to a bipolar fight?
Yes, Shivani. Also, let's start from the very start that Prashant Kishor used to say that he's a follower of Gandhi, and Gandhi once said that if you want to change the system, be that change. So him not fighting election, maybe his personal decisions or his party decision, but it's not a great sign neither for the Bihar politics, because Bihar politics has been bipolar and has got struck between the caste and Jatiwad and all of that for a very long time. Prashant Kishor came and gave a fresh perspective to change Bihar on employment, several of the issues that Bihar wanted to raise, but probably the leaders did not give it a voice. So I think today when he announces that he will not fight the election, yes, there are ground realities, perhaps on the reason that maybe his party has got numbers, but maybe the structure, the cadre is still missing, which is important for Bihar election. So he's a political, he's a cephalogist, probably India's finest one, and he would have analyzed that this might be a semi-final. The finals is still not there, but it does definitely raises a question on his words, his earlier spoken words that he is here to change the system, whether he should have fought the election even from one constituency, changed that constituency and showed the people of Bihar that yes, Bihar could change. But now that he's backing off, I am not too sure that how it's going to affect Jan Suraj's prospects in Bihar, because this was a fight where he seemingly gave it all. He gave his money, his time, the entire narrative was working well. He put allegations, big allegations on NDA leaders, which are yet to be proven. Right now they're just allegations. So all of that will also come back to him and saying that, oh, was it just building narrative? Was it just to gain some popular votes? But now that he's not leading from the front, I think it places a lot of questions on his political career. He may be a political analyst, he may be a strategist, the best ones, but the leader Prashant Kishor gets a hit by not fighting the election. And of course, Bihar election remains bipolar, probably goes in the same way as all the the opinion polls have been predicting. So, this is how I read it. I mean, I think he should have definitely contested the elections, not to win, but to show that, yes, he's leading from the front. And a new party, a party which he built from the scratch, a party of common people, not the party of leaders and leaders' relatives and bureaucrats and the celebrity kind of party, but the party of the common people of Bihar, which he floated. And in my opinion, it was doing well. But right now, I think he's probably trying to do a Bala Saheb Thackeray in Bihar. But remember one thing, Bala Saheb Thackeray's had a mass connect, which I think Prashant Kishor still has to build in. He's built a narrative, but the mass connect of course, and the Jativadi factor, please do not ignore it. So I think probably he's realized all that and, decided to take a back seat and drive his organization, which we will see on the election day, that how does that organization also fares.
Like you've already mentioned, this does affect the credibility of Jan Suraj as a party, as a whole. And how do you see, voters looking at this new development? Do you think that they will see this as a lack of, conviction from the party leader itself? The leadership is not fighting from the ground and he's taken a back seat. And, Prashant Kishor had stated that they will in fact get those 28% of votes in the Bihar elections that nobody voted for, those 28% of votes. And now how do you see that, poll percentage actually falling down?
Yes, Shivani, a lot changes because see, if you're talking about the opinion poll, then I'll come to the Jan Suraj. So let's talk about the opinion poll. Since I have come from a research background, the lot of the opinion poll gets built on the narrative and whoever is leading the party, what is he saying? What is his proposition to the public and what are his promises? And is the public ready to receive those promises and believe it as a credibility? So credibility is a big factor. People were able to believe certain things that Prashant was saying. Now that he's backed off, yes, the credibility will definitely get a dent. I don't know about the political strategist Prashant Kishore's credibility will get a hit because that's not built from the poll mandate. That's built from building strategies for others, for getting people to vote for some leader. But the credibility that he was trying to build as a PK, the leader, I think will definitely get hit. It will obviously affect the credibility of the party. I do not really know whether the party itself will survive or not because see, the politics is a large part of it is about staying in power, is about coming in power by fighting the elections, by fighting whatever democratic way to get into the chair where you can change the system that you're claiming to be. And now that you're saying you're backtracking, you're backpedaling on whatever you have promised that I will change the system, Bihar can change, and all the present leaders is either corrupt, illiterate, and things, and 100 things that he said is
right.
all going to dust now. Because people will say, ये तो कहा था, लेकिन ये तो खुद ही छोड़ के भाग रहे हैं. तो nobody believes a leader who's chickening out in leading his own party.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sujata Pandey, for sharing your valuable inputs on this story. I'm also joined by BJP spokesperson RP Singh. Mr. Singh, your first reactions to Prashant Kishor actually deciding not to contest the polls. Do you think it was a tactical decision or do you think that this is a sign of weakness? Mr. Singh, if you can hear me? Mr. Singh, if you can hear me? All right. So I believe that we also have Ishan Tyagi, the Congress spokesperson, with us on the phone line. Mr. Tyagi, your first reactions to Prashant Kishor deciding not to contest the polls. Do you think that this will actually reduce the potential of vote splitting that Jan Suraj had been claiming since it actually established itself?
Good morning to all your viewers, Shivani. So it is his own decision and it's their organizational decision. So I'm no one to comment on it. You can interpret it in this way that an army general is shying away from a battle. Nothing more than that, right? So Jan Suraj, we've been repeatedly saying that Jan Suraj and Prashant Kishor is no one in Bihar. It is just a media hype, a media bubble which has been created around him. It is just on social media because, of course, we can't deny the fact that he's an expert on social media. It's nothing more than that. There's no ground that he could gain in the last couple of years in Bihar. And we've been repeatedly saying that there are only two forces in Bihar. It is the India bloc, which is us, and the NDA. So the fight is straight away between India and NDA. And we are fighting our election on grassroots level. The issues which are on the grassroots level for the youth, the women, and the voters of Bihar.
Right, Mr. Tyagi, I'll ask you to please stay on with us. I believe RP Singh, BJP spokesperson, is on the phone line with us. Mr. Singh, your first reactions, do you think this was a tactical retreat by Prashant Kishor or do you think this was a weakness in his political project?
Well, public life is of conviction, you can brand it as tactical retreat or you can cover it up by saying whatever you want to put it under. The fact is that Prashant Kishor should have faced the people and then should have shown the guts to face the people. He is refusing to contest shows that he is not still prepared to take politics head on. Politics demand perseverance, not calculation. Mere calculation doesn't mean politics. I mean, you can be good back-end man and you can be good person who can calculate figures, data and all. But how can you shy away from serving people and seeking mandate from the people?
Right. Mr. Tyagi, I want to bring you back into this conversation. Do you think it will also affect, the internal party morale and the chances of Jan Suraj now doing well in the Bihar elections just comes down a lot?
Of course, Shivani. See, that's how battles are. If a general has shown his back to his army, of course the army will go into the chaos. And Jan Suraj, and you can note my word, once the results are out on 14 November, Jan Suraj, candidates of Jan Suraj, I don't know how many seats they're going to fight in Bihar, but they're going to be on, beyond, they might get votes which are less than nota. So, they'll be in complete, Jan Suraj will be in complete shambles. And of course, you're going to discuss it the whole day on your channel. But I'll again say that Prashant Kishor and Jan Suraj, it is just a media bubble which has been created around an analyst named Prashant Kishor and nothing more than that. And the bubble has just burst with Prashant Kishor shying away from an electoral, battle, and that is it's every politician's dream to fight an election, go amongst the crowd and win an election on the ground, be it an assembly election or a Lok Sabha election. That is the first battle he has lost in his, before even fighting an election.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Tyagi, for joining us. Appreciate your time. I'd like to bring in Mr. Singh again into this discussion. Mr. R.P. Singh, do you also think that this Bihar will now again go back to being a bipolar fight? And earlier we were touting it as a three-cornered fight, but now the votes will swing back into the two major alliances that are there in Bihar?
Well, Bihar has a long history of with people with political backgrounds. And then again, I reiterate that leadership is not tested in studios and or in the back end. It's on the strategy rooms. You have to be among the people to claim the trust of the people. By running away from contesting, people take it otherwise, that you are not a people's leader. You can be a good strategist. So Mr. Prashant Kishor has decided to be a strategist and not to contest or not to take the politics head on or not to taste the dust of the politics. So it's up to him. But again, the fight is very clearly already defined between BJP-led NDA alliance and Congress-led India alliance, so-called India alliance.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. R.P. Singh, for your time and